Morning everyone. Welcome to another Compliance Over Coffee. I seem to be not central on the screen here, a bit to one side. It's that time of the morning and it is my first coffee, so there you go. So this morning the title is when HMRC asked the question, how did you respond? So what was the question? Well, this is a result of, I have calls many times a week, many times a day sometimes. And a recent call highlighted to me that upon application, questions are being asked. Now, I had known those be asked in a few weeks' time, or letters be received, or emails several weeks, months, or even sometimes years after you've registered. But one of the questions that HMRC asks when you do register is, do you have written guidance on how to identify and report suspicious activity? Do you have a written risk assessment and policies and procedures? Now, some training courses tell you to tick yes, even though you haven't, which isn't a great idea. Some people, it turns out, are honest and tick no. Now, I haven't seen this before, but the person that I spoke to sent me a copy of the response. Now, when you set up or register with HMRC, you have to set up a gateway account. So this isn't an email, this is a message in the gateway account. And it says, in line with regulations 18 and 19, the business is required to have established and documented these in order to trade as a company carrying out regulated activity. Trading without them is in breach of the regulations. If you don't already have these in place, you will have to rectify this immediately. Once these are in place, please confirm this by changing the answer to the application to yes. You have 21 days from the date of this message to sort it, or your application may be refused or financial penalties handed out. Now, this particular person had been on a training course. That is not unusual. But these training courses tell you to get insurance, they tell you to register with a redress scheme, they tell you to register with the ICO, and they tell you to register with HMRC for money laundering supervision. Unless you go to where they really haven't got a clue as to what they're doing, and they tell you to register with the FCA, which is completely wrong. Now, when you register, it will take you a good hour and a half to go through the registration process of HMRC. What I am strongly suggesting right now with the aggression maybe is the wrong word, but the forthright behaviour of HMRC at the moment on applications, on anti-money laundering, and especially around the sourcing sector, if you do not have everything in place that you should have, you do not know exactly what you are doing to meet minimum standards for HMRC, don't register. In fact, do absolutely nothing. Don't even set up your company. Because if you set up a limited company with the SIC code 68310, which is real estate, which is what sourcing should be, HMRC will be aware. Companies House communicate. But regardless of that, when you apply, HMRC do due diligence on you. They carry out due diligence. They check you out. So, this person was honest and ticked no. They've now got 21 days to produce all this documentation that they did not know about, they were not aware of, and they certainly don't have the knowledge and understanding to be able to create from zilch. So what are the choices? The choices are you walk away and let it lapse and run the risk of maybe being fined. The lapsing will cost you £350-ish. Have you got that to lose? But could you put together the necessary policies, risk assessments, controls and procedures required if you don't understand what it is that HMRC are looking for? I don't think so. And 21 days is a push. Now, this person is having to do it in 10 days or lose the cash. That was the choice that was made. They purchased our complete course and they're powering through it and putting everything in place because sourcing is what they want to do. So I would go and check your gateway for your AML registration. You won't have ticked no, or HMRC would have picked up on it. But if you've ticked yes and you don't have these documents and you have traded, and HMRC find out, the last fine that I saw was £6,300. Now, I don't wish that on anyone, because that will bankrupt most sourcing agents, because you guys just don't have that amount of cash. So, please check what you put on your application. I would think you will have put yes. Be honest with yourselves. Have you got everything in place? And remember, you have to be lucky every single day going forward. HMRC only have to be lucky once and pick on your company once. But if they pick on your company and they write to you, you don't get 21 days, you get 10 days. So think about that. Check on your gateway accounts for HMRC for your anti-money laundering registration. You will have ticked yes if you've been approved. Have you got all of your policies, risk assessments, controls and procedures in place? That's Compliance Over Coffee for today. An update for you on to what HMRC are up to. We will be back again with you next Thursday morning at 8:30, very promptly, fingers crossed. Until then, I hope you have a great rest of the week, a sunny and I'm hoping at least dry weekend, and I'll see you next Thursday. Bye for now.